It is just an absolutely mind-numbing and crushing place to be. What up, K-Rugs, the Sober Dog, coming at ya. November, solitary month. I'm going to do videos the whole month of November on solitary confinement. Why? So, for those of you that aren't familiar, haven't followed Soberdogs, I spent over a year in solitary confinement in prison, over 5 different trips. So, not a year straight, it was 12 months and 25 days total, the longest stretch being 123 days. Solitary absolutely is brutal. To this day, it is the one thing that has absolutely destroyed me. Worse than living in a car, worse than being in the middle of active addiction, worse than anything else that happened, worse than getting beat up by drug dealers, worse than being dope sick. Puts all of that is a 2 to the 10 of solitary. I'm looking at my computer right here, and I got solitarywatch.org up, which is an awesome website dedicated to fighting, solitary confinement. I actually wrote a pretty cool article for them about a year and a half ago. I'll link up to it or down in the description. They got dozens and tons of stories from guys in solitary right now, women in solitary. The number one story they got on here, the title is A Sentence Worse Than Death by William Blake. That is 100% the best and quickest way I could possibly describe it. If I had a life sentence right now and they were going to send me back to solitary, there is not a shred of doubt in my mind that I would prefer death over solitary. Even short term, even a couple months. Between, I'd say, 3 to 20 days, every single person will start to lose their mind to some extent. Everybody breaks in there. Everybody goes insane. Some people it's day 2. Some people it's day, 52. But everybody goes nuts. And that title perfectly describes it. Should solitary be 100% banned? I don't know. I'll get into that deeper. I know there's certain people who, like if a guy bashes a guard's head in, yeah, they have to punish him and segregate him because of the violence. But that is not why the majority of people are in solitary. Right now in the United States, between 80,000 to 100,000 people are in solitary confinement. The majority of those are for non-violent infractions. My story is a perfect example. I went to solitary 5 times. Not one of them was for anything violent. All drug use, getting high, failing a drug test, having drugs. Now, I broke the rules. Sure, I should be punished, but sending a guy to solitary for 5 months because he failed a drug test, smoked a cigarette in solitary, and then had a bunch of sleeping pills and tried to kill himself in solitary. I don't think more solitary is the answer to trying to kill yourself in solitary because solitary is making you go nuts. It's the cycle. Solitary is making people go nuts and want to kill themselves. Because of that, they're acting crazy in solitary. Because they're acting crazy and losing their mind, they get punished and get more solitary time added on. My first trip I went in, my sentence was 30 days in solitary. With good behavior, I probably could have got out in 22, 24 days. I ended up staying in there for 123 days. Not because I beat up a cellie, not because I beat up another inmate or a cellmate, not because I fought with the guards, not because I was violent with them, because I smoked a cigarette in solitary. And because I saved up my medication and my neighbor's medication was going to try to end my life. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. That's why I want to dedicate November to solitary month. Historically, November is one of the worst months for me. I was in solitary 2 full Novembers. The brutalest part of solitary was in November, which is a story I'll get to when the guards beat the absolute hell out of me. I've talked about briefly in other videos, but I'll get to it in the series coming up. It is just an absolutely mind-numbing and crushing place to be. Explaining it with words is very hard to me. I've tried to explain it to, dozens of different people. So I'm going to do the best I can in these videos and show examples and things like that. But even talking to people online with comments who are like, well, I'm a loner, or I like being by myself. I think I'd be fine. Without being disrespectful, bullshit. Straight up bullshit. And here's why. It's very simple to say I like to sit in my house and be alone. The TV, Netflix, the cell phone, your cat, your dog, maybe your parents, maybe your girlfriend, maybe your boyfriend, shower, bathroom, sunlight, window, fan, food, tobacco, whatever, clothes, all these things that we don't comprehend on a daily basis that we take advantage of. I woke up today and I could brush my teeth with a nice toothbrush. I could go to the bathroom. I had shampoo and soap. I had a cup of coffee. I put on a clean shirt. I got to pet my cats when I wake up. If somebody's a loner doesn't mean, I'll be fine in solitary. Solitary is a brick room with nothing. A brick room with 5 books, and you'll be lucky if you catch some of the newer good books. If not, they're giving you 5 random books. 3 pair of boxers, 3 pair of socks, 3 white t-shirts, 3 pair of green prison pants, 3 pair of green prison shirts, a pair of shower sandals, a pair of beat up old shoes, a little tiny pen that's supposed to be stab proof, so it's this big. And that's it. That's it. There's no walking outside. There's no, I'm going to turn the shower on and take a shower. There's no, let me call my friend. Let me text. Let me go on TikTok. Let me go on Instagram. Let me walk in a different room. Something that simple, taken advantage of. I'm in my room. Let me just walk outside. Let me just go in the kitchen. Those little things just pick at the mind and slowly start to eat it away in solitary. And it is absolutely brutal, permanent damage, mind-numbing, and totally counterproductive, which is exactly what I'm going to talk about in the series. All right, that's just a little preview of what's to come. Check out the videos because we're going to get deep into solitary. K. Ruggs, the Sober Dog, and I'm out. See ya.